are my two questions, folks.
It's shock with me. I was told that aeroplane would make it more relaxing, but it's not at all.
Well, is everybody ready? Okay. David, forgive me, but you don't look anything like a pop singer.
Thank you.
No, really. I mean, you know, pop singers are usually flamboyant type people, but you're just in an ordinary pair of trousers and a shirt, and
even my socks match.
You're a far cry from a pop singer. Do you?
Yeah, I'm not a pop singer. I mean, I had to start singing my songs because nobody else would, so it seemed appropriate that I should go on stage and do them myself.
Your hairstyle has changed somewhat. Why is that?
Since when?
Well, the recent photos that we've seen...
I've had this since 1976, actually.
We're a little behind the times out here.
No, it's quite understandable because there's so many different Bowies whizzing around all over the place.
Is that part of a new image?
No, it's not really. It's that the records that I'm doing at the moment, the pieces of music that I've been writing, don't incorporate characters. So there's no character to play.
So this time on stage we won't be seeing you with the brightly coloured hair and things like that?
Ah.
You've been through quite a number of weird and wonderful changes in your career.
Well, the characters have, yeah.
What's the David Bowie of late 1978?
Well, every tour that I ever did before this last one has been to portray a character of some type, from Ziggy Stardust to Major Tom, Thin White Duke, Halloween Jack. But the albums that the material was made up of was a story, a concept, but these new albums don't have any concept or any character.
Well, your concerts in Australia are
described... No characters.
Well, your concerts are described as being on a grandiose scale. Can you explain to us what that means for your Australian tour?
They used to be, yes, but this one is lights and a vinyl floor, and I wear something sort of, what does it look like? A bit like wading gear.
Have you got any surprises for us, David, in your concerts?
No, not at all. It's very, very straightforward.
We hear a lot about punk rock out here these days.
Yeah.
Can we have your thoughts on that?
I think it's better just to call it a new wave, really. I think by defining it as punk, you're automatically putting a boundary around what's possible. And I think, unfortunately, some of the bands have restricted their writing abilities or their writing possibilities by putting themselves into a punk category. And I think a lot of them are excellent and should feel freer to write on a larger scale than...
Well, is it getting bigger?
Yes. With bands like Talking Heads and, oh, there's a new band I saw the other day. Dire Straits.
You're not into punk yourself?
No.
You're not into punk yourself?
Music doesn't play a very important part of my life, actually, no, not at all.
Philosophy must, though, David. You've done a lot.
Half-baked philosophy.
What was your foray?
I mean, I'm eclectic. I steal bits from all over the place and sort of mash it up and see what the end result. I mean, it's fragmentation. I live a fragmented life.
You say music isn't part of your life, but
yeah.
How would you describe your music?
The music is a means for portraying my ideas, strictly that. I mean, it's like, I think of music as paint for me. It's not, I don't go and listen to music, and I have an enormous record collection or anything. It's not enjoyable, but painting was never an enjoyment to me either.
Promoters have been trying to get you to come to Australia for some years now.
Yeah.
Why have you suddenly decided to come now on this tour?
Well, the flying is a big aspect of it. I mean, now that I do fly, it's quite reasonable for me to think of coming this far.
You hate flying?
I absolutely loathe it with a vengeance. You get to Djibouti or somewhere and you get off the plane, there's all these glaring spotlights and marksmen standing there, and this is, you know, sort of this big metal contraption sort of races along a bit of gravel and as though it's going to jump and hope it gets to the other side. Sort of that.
Well, have you overcome your fear of flying now?
No, not really.
How do you stand it then on a long trip out to Australia?
I go to sleep. I mean, that's one. Fortunately, I don't get airsick or anything. I go to sleep.
David,
I prefer the train through Siberia, actually. It's more fun.
You've had some films underway. What have you got planned in the film line now?
I'm going to sit back and think about it all, really. I've come to a crossroads. I'm not quite sure what I want to do next.
What's the most enjoyable part of your career? Filmmaking? Although you hate flying.
But actually arriving in a different environment and a different society.
Do you ever get a
Being
chance?
totally lost, and without any knowledge of the people or the way they live is the most exciting thing in the world, I think. And then finding out that nothing can be more exciting than that.
Do you ever get a chance to see the countries that you visit in depth?
Oh, very much so, yeah.
Have you got any plans to do that in Australia?
Yes.
Where will you be going?
Well, I'll do it first and then I'll just tell you. But it's otherwise it's sort of hard. I like to travel very anonymously.
Do you plan to go out into the outback?
Yes. Ayers Rock is my big thrill. I want to do a painting of it. It won't be very good, but it'll be a painting. It'll be a record. I'm not a good photographer, so I paint things instead.
Now, you've got a new movie that's opening in Australia early next year.
Just a Sugarloaf.
Yeah, is a movie is going to be your way from now, or are you going to stick with singing and songwriting?
No, I'd like an accumulative lifestyle, not a changing one. I want to... I'm a generalist, is really sort of my cliche way of describing myself. That gives me lots of outs, you see. I can do anything I want, and I'm a generalist.
You seem to be
Generalist.
You seem to be one of the few singers still going that evokes a great
Still
response.
going?
No, I haven't finished yet. Who evokes a great response from his audience in the in the style of the Beatles.
Ooh, lummy.
Do you deliberately set out to do that?
I'm going to be a Beatle, Mum. No. I mean, I've got an incredibly loyal audience. I give them a very rough time because I do change about a lot. And I get bored terribly quickly with one style of music and I move on to another way of putting over ideas. But they're awfully enthusiastic, yes. That's gratifying. And there's not much more I can say, really. I mean, I've been prepared to lose them on so many different occasions.